Hello, it's Kano Kelly again for another episode of Kano Kelly's weekly wrap-up news in the Philippines. Our current exchange rate right now is 52.06 pesos to the US dollar. Current temperature in Cebu, 87.8 degrees or 31 Celsius. Humidity, 67%. Okay, here's some good news for all you single people on Valentine's Day. The Mandaue City government will open a singles express lane for unmarried residents with transactions with the city today on Valentine's Day. The lane will be open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Christine Bulanan, a quality manager system office, had encouraged single residents to fall in line and not to be ashamed of their relationship status. She said the city is also concerned about the emotions of its constituents. The lane for single residents who need to secure a resident certificate, police clearance, professional tax, and assessment, among others. Bunan said there will also be a live band, a photo booth, and fortune teller at the venue on Valentine's Day. So if you need to get all your clearances to get married, or just need your clearances if you're single, for a job, because here in the Philippines you have to have a police clearance, a professional tax assessment, among other things, when you want to get a job. So there you go. A lawyer driving a Mitsubishi Montero rammed motorcycle riding gunmen who tried to ambush him on EDSA near the corner of East Avenue and Quezon City shortly after midnight on Tuesday. Lawyer Joseph Kabatbat was riding his SUV on northbound lane of EDSA when he was about to turn right on East Avenue when three gunmen, two on one motorcycle and one on another motorcycle, opened fire on him. Surviving the ambush, Kabatbat speeded up and the chase followed. The incident ended at EDSA's northbound lane near Chinoma Mall in Quezon City, with Kabatbat managed to ram the two motorcycles with his SUV. I guess you never bring a motorcycle to an SUV fight. One gunman was killed. He was identified as, okay, you ready for this, people? PO1 Mark Ayeras through his Philippine National Police ID. That's right, he was a police officer. Chief of Police Elazar later confirmed that Ayeras was in fact a police officer assigned to, here we go, the Regional Public Safety Battalion of the National Capital Regional Police Officer. That's right, he was a police officer for the Public Safety Battalion. Wow, can't get much better than that. Elazar identified the injured subject at the hospital as John Sergio Napoles. According to the police chief, investigators are looking into the possibility of revenge as motive for the attack. He said Kabatbat he had handled one case that involved a doctor who was sacked from his job. Okay, we have the message from the U.S. Consular Agency in Cebu. Beginning December 1, the consular agency will be open every day except Wednesdays and U.S. and Philippine holidays, from 8 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. for walk-in notary, legal capacity, affidavit, passport, and emergency services. During the open hours, the U.S. Consular Agency in Cebu provides notarial services and special consular service for American citizens, including assistance regarding deaths, arrest, and welfare and whereabouts of American citizens in the Philippines. Americans planning to marry in the Philippines may execute an affidavit in lieu of a certificate of legal capacity to contract marriage. You have to have that to get married here. That's where I went, was Cebu, to get my affidavit. The consular agency also accepts applications for passport renewal. Now, there's something I didn't know. So if your passport's about to expire, you can go to Cebu, the U.S. consular over there, and your applications are sent to the U.S. Embassy in Manila for education. Consular reports of birth abroad, or CRBA, and adult derivative citizenship applications are executed at the U.S. Embassy in Manila. Okay, here's something for all you folks who want to come to the Philippines, but you're kind of afraid. You hear stories about kidnappings and murders and things like that. Here's something that could help you make you feel a little better. It's called Smart Traveler Enrollment Program, or STEP. What is STEP? It is a Smart Traveler Enrollment Program, is a free service to allow U.S. citizens and nationals traveling and living abroad to enroll their trip with the nearest U.S. Embassy or Consulate. The benefits of enrolling in STEP: you receive important information from the embassy about safety conditions in your destination country, helping you make informed decisions about your travel plans. Help the U.S. Embassy contact you in an emergency, whether natural disaster, civil unrest, or family emergency. Help family and friends get in touch with you in an emergency. So stay informed, stay connected, stay safe. And how you can reach the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program? Well, what you can do is you can go to the U.S. State Department, or you can look online and at www.step.state.gov. Again, that is www.step.state.gov, and that will take you to an account page, which will allow you to create an account and log in. That is something that I think everyone should do if they're going to go anywhere, even the Philippines. If you want to go abroad, you should do that. So stay safe out there. Okay, we have some more good news from Manila. The U.S. government, through the United States Agency International Development, or USAID, has committed 5.2 million pesos in emergency assistance to address the immediate needs of the people most affected by the Mount Mayon volcanic eruption. This follows the Albay provincial government's declaration of state of calamity. USAID's Office at Foreign Disaster Assistance, in coordination with the Philippine government, will distribute vouchers for families to purchase essential household items and hygiene kits in order to improve living conditions and help prevent illness in evacuation centers. In addition, USAID will construct latrines, bathing cubicles, and hand washing stations, as well as promote safe water and hygiene practices through educational materials. Overall, the assistance is expected to benefit more than 4,000 people. The U.S. government support is a testament to our unwavering partnership with the Philippines, said Ambassador Sung Kim. In the last 10 years, the United States has provided nearly $277 million, over 14.4 billion pesos at today's exchange rate, in disaster assistance to the Philippines. The assistance has saved lives, alleviated human suffering, and reduced economic and social impact of disasters. USAID will continue to coordinate with the Philippine government and relief agencies in Albay to monitor the humanitarian situation and channel aid to people most in need. If you would like more information on helping the government here in the Philippines, you can contact them at www.usaid.gov/Philippines or email them at info.ph@usaid.gov. I'd like to tell a little story and get your feedback on what you think about this. So the other day there was a jeepney in a small town here in the Philippines. Jeepney driver, which a jeepney is it's a public transportation here. It's like a small bus that you just jump on the back. You pay 7 or 12 pesos to ride it from point A to point B. Well, there was a 17-year-old boy and a 16-year-old girl following behind the jeepney on a motorcycle or moped. So they decided to pass the jeepney. Now remember, the jeepney was in his lane, following the rules of the road. The little motorbike went around to the left. My guess, it was a no passing lane. But the little motorbike decided to go around the jeepney on the left. And as it proceeded to pass the jeepney, a dog ran out in front of the little motorbike, and the kid, 17-year-old boy, swerved to miss a dog, and the dog ran inside the bike, which toppled the motorbike, and the 17-year-old and the 16-year-old girl fell off the bike. The 16-year-old girl slid up underneath the jeepney, and she was killed instantly, crushing her head. The 17-year-old boy did survive with bumps and scratches. Now here's where it gets weird. So they did an interview on television with the PNP, the Philippine National Police, and I quote, "We cannot arrest a dog, so we have to arrest the jeepney driver." Now I don't understand this, as the jeepney driver was following the rules of the road, he was doing what he's supposed to. He wasn't speeding. He never swerved. And they have a video of it from CCTV camera. It clearly shows the two teenagers passing the jeepney. Now, whether it's oncoming train, passing going the wrong way, or if it was a passing lane, I do not know. But I do know that the jeepney never swerved. It never crossed the line. It never moved from its path of driving. Why is the jeepney driver guilty of the girl's death? And if it was just because they can't arrest a dog that caused the accident, why not the dog's owner? Or how about the teenage boy passing in a no passing zone? Or how about the teenager driving the moped, responsibility of wearing a helmet, which is one of the laws here. If you ride a motorbike, you have to have a helmet. They don't enforce it, but all these other questions about who should be at fault, and they chose the jeepney driver as the guilty party for the girl's death when all he was doing is his job. He had no cause and effect for the accident other than being on the road doing his job. So what do you people think of that? And if you can, leave me some questions. I found this article and the video on YouTube, and it was about a 16, I can't find it again, but if you want to search for it, it's a 16-year-old girl dies under jeepney after falling off of a moped here in the Philippines. So look that up and tell me what you think. Alright folks, there you have it. That is Kano Kelly's weekly wrap-up news. I hope you enjoyed our little segment. Don't forget to tune in next week for another segment. And please leave any comments below, any suggestions. I would appreciate them. And don't forget to subscribe or check out our videos, Ann and Kelly's Philippine Adventures. Until next week, I'm Kano Kelly.